Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professionals free webinar. And I would like to thank to all of our participants who right now joined with us in this live session. And please stay with us till the end. My dear lovely participants, lovely audience, today I'm your host Nasrin Nisha from Bangladesh. And really, I'm proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. And it's my delight to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professionals free webinar. So, once again, thank you to all of you for joining with us in this marvelous moment. And don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. You can also give a react and comment in our webinar. So, dear audience, let's learn together and grow together because we believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not holding it. So, dear participants, every day we have new audience, new participants who join with us in our live session from different places and time zones. So, allow me to give a little concept about IGP. An institution of global professionals of student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education for create a profession generation. IGP is leading on online development work and institute with thousands of learners worldwide. We make it get it able to use for every knowledge seeker to originate personality, more ambitious, make confident to get any circumstance, to face any circumstance, and develop their own skills. We are entrusted with international recognition. Institution of Global Professionals organized webinar, training, online, offline courses by best and trained speakers, coaches from all over the world to create a best learning platform for all of you. Because we believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we also provide effective training and consultations to generate profession generation all over the world. And we have already completed our five 600 and 601 webinar, and today I'm presenting webinar number 602. The topic is personal empowerment through public speaking. So dear participants, don't miss it. Invite your friends in our comment box so that they can also learn with IGP, and it's a great opportunity to learn. So let's start our program with IGP's mantra, that is feed your skills. Okay, so before inviting our honorable speaker, let's see our comment section. Right now we have Sir Joseph Nevelos Placer. We have Ma'am Sheila, Ma'am Evelyn P. Perry. Good afternoon, Ma'am Janeline Borja, Ma'am Rosalia as Director, Ma'am Jama Benalada. So thank you all of you again for commenting and sharing this webinar. And don't please give a thumbs up to our Facebook official page and subscribe our YouTube channels. You can also share this in Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So, okay, let's invite our honorable speaker from Philippines, Ma'am Dr. Marcy Arvelanova.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon to each and everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for coming in IGP's platform.
All right, so we are now going to start our presentation. I will
Yes,
now
ma'am.
be sharing to each and everyone my PowerPoint. I hope we are going to learn from this presentation, and as well, we are going to enjoy and, of course, be empowered after my sharing. Ma'am, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Am I also audible?
Yes.
All right. So, good afternoon once again to each and everyone. It is my pleasure to be invited by Institute of Global Professionals, and this opportunity is really amazing. All right. So, to all our audience right now, or audiences that we have right now from all over the world, wherever you are, I hope you are doing good. All right. This afternoon, we are going to discuss, of course, about personal empowerment through public speaking, and I am Dr. Mercy Ramos Villanueva from the Philippines. Let us first have the definition of speak. All right, we have to, of course, be aware of the different parts and functions of our body. And of course, we have our mouth, okay? And it allows us to speak. All right. It is the speak, it is an act of using the mouth to verbalize expressions in order to convey information, an opinion, a feeling, direction, or thought. It is also a part of the act of communication. The first, I believe that all mothers here listening to us are very much keen and would like to see if the child they they born was or is normal. Okay, looking into the different parts of the body, and the thing that we do as parents, especially the mothers, is that we are teaching our child to speak, teaching the syllables, how they are going to speak, and finally utter a word, a sentence, a phrase, and finally communicate to us. That's the powerful act of a mother. And that's the reason why we have this mouth. It is also for us to verbalize our expressions, also for us to convey information. What is your stand? What is your opinion? What is your particular notion about this thing? Okay. It is also important for us to, of course, mention and speak up our feelings, because um, it will also help us to measure and weigh and help us to grow as an individual. There are times that we are silent, but of course it is also very important we have to talk, that we have to speak, we have to verbalize, and it is also a part on how we are going to communicate to other people. And with that, we are empowering ourselves. We are teaching other people. We are telling to them what is our stand. And we also have to be careful. In everything that we say, we have to be careful with that, because that may hurt other others' feelings. Now, look, going into the definition of speaking, it is an act of using speech to in the conveyance of information, expression, giving directions, or sharing thoughts and feelings. I believe the participants in this international webinar are from different races. We all speak different languages, but the mere fact that we are gathered in this virtual hall, in this platform, is that we would like to be taught on how we are going to convey message, on how we are going to be empowered. And that is the thing that we can do by speaking, that we are not only speaking just for us to express ourselves, just for us to be praised by other people, but of course we have to convey information, and the information that we have to convey should be factual, should be real. It is also very much timely that in this time of pandemic that all of us are suffering, um, whether you are from the first country, third world country, or whatever economic status you have in life. It would be best if we are going to express our feelings, if we are going to talk, if we are going to speak, and that would help us as a person. It will also be nice if we are going to uh, speak with direction. It means to say, whenever we speak with direction, it means to say we have a purpose. The reason why why we are talking is that because we have to convey, we want to let them be enlightened. It is also very much timely that in this time of pandemic, that most of the people, especially during lockdown, they were confined in their respective homes. It is nice that we are going to share our thoughts to our trusted friends or family members. Okay, that is a way on how we are going to share our feelings, and that is also a way on how we are being empowered as a person. Now, in speaking, there has to be the speaker and there has to be also the listener. On how you will be listened, it is also up to the speaker. That is why, on how you give information, on how you talk, on how you express, on how you uh, look into the eyes of those who are listening matter. And that is also a way and some tips on public speaking. Moving forward, let us now have the definition of public speaking. I know whenever we are faced with this gathering, especially if that would be a face to face, or if that would be in a seminar or in a conference, whenever we are in a podium or whenever we are holding a microphone in front of the public, it is it is normal that we are feeling nervous. Am I right? I think all of us are feeling that because we are all normal person. But in public speaking, you have to have your confidence. You have to, of course, know the details of everything that you are going to say to the audience. And you also have to convey the factual message to them. And feeling afraid or feeling nervous is just normal, but we have to overcome that. Public speaking is not only for teachers. Say, for example, if you are a teacher, you are talking in front of your students, telling to them different um, subjects, teaching them different notes, and telling each one of them to express also their feelings, their understanding about the specific lesson. Public speaking is not only for politicians. Public speaking may not only be for um, public persons, just like um, personalities we used to see in showbiz. But public speaking is for all of us, even if we are an ordinary person. What is this public speaking? It is the process of speaking to a few or many people with the purpose of informing, motivating, persuading, educating, or entertaining the listeners. It is a process. So it means to say you will not be a good speaker just at once. You will not be a good speaker overnight. You have to undergo process. It means to say you have to start from the small number of persons in front of you listening, going to a much larger number of audiences, and finally coming into an international conference or international webinar just like this. But you have to be informed of the reason why you are having the public speaking. First and foremost, there has to be a purpose, the purpose of information. Whenever we say information, you have to give a factual information, a reliable information, a valid information. Say, for example, um, that particular note would be coming from a research. That particular message was coming from a renowned speaker or renowned person. The information that you have to mention to all the people should be reliable and factual. You have to know your purpose. Why am I here? Am I just be here because I would like to be known by everybody? It should not be only that, or it should not be that. But what is your main purpose? Maybe your main purpose is to enlighten all the all the people listening to you, for them to be motivated, for them to give enlightenment, for them to be persuaded or to be convinced by your note or by whatever you are going to say. And of course, you are there because you want to educate people. You want to help them understand a specific lesson. Say, for example, you are a teacher. Say, for example, you are a public servant. Or maybe you are there as a public speaker just to entertain, to let them enjoy, to let them smile, for them to ease the pain, especially in this time of pandemic and in these trying times that we all experience as a people, regardless of wherever you are, whatever country you are from. It is also nice that we have to entertain people, let them enjoy, let them laugh. And that would be your purpose, the reason why you are becoming as a speaker. There are a lot of speakers that are there, that are known for their motivational talk. There are also speakers who are known for their specific um, purpose. See, for example, they would like to be to entertain other people, or there are speakers who will be asked to speak in front of the audience to convince or persuade them because they would like that all of them would agree in one point. Or maybe you are there because you're a speaker because you would like to encourage people, especially those who are having a low esteem. This particular webinar that I am sharing with you, my dear guys, my dear listeners, is that for us to feel that we are fortunate, that we are lucky, that we are empowered, that we have the skill. We just have to hone it. We have just to share it. We just have to go out of our shell. Now, moving forward, there are a lot of persons who are afraid of public speaking, and so do I. During my first um, during the first time that I am talking to a small group of people, I am so afraid. My hands um, are becoming very nervous, and I am feeling that I would like to to end up the talk because I'm afraid of looking into them. But you have to overcome your fear, my dear audience. You have to overcome that. Sometimes we are afraid of speaking because we feel that we might be rejected or ridiculed. There are times that there are listeners who are very good in grammar and that would help us to, or they would just be looking into the points that you would say something negative or something that is wrong, and they would count the number of wrong grammar that you are going to say. And with that, you will be becoming very nervous. You would be afraid of continuing your talk. But that should be an encouragement for all of us. We should not be afraid of rejection. We should not be afraid of um, negative comments coming from persons who are listening to us. But The other side of that, it should serve as our motivation. It should serve us an enlightenment for us to improve our craft, to improve our skill. How many of us here are becoming ridiculed, or how many of us here were ridiculed already, or how many of us here were rejected, or maybe other person tell us something that are negative to us, and they would point their fingers to us and they would say, who are you talking to us? And they would mention all of their accomplishments, all of their titles, and considering that you are in front of them, they would try to um, uh, undermine or discriminate you, something like that. Very, very um, shocking. No, maybe it would be shameful for us, or maybe it would sound negative also for us, but we have to stand where we are, and we just have to continue. We just have to know our purpose, why we are there. Now, in speaking, we may use our hands to convey message. If that would be easier for us to speak whenever we are using our hands to convey our message, that will be fine. But not all words that we are going to talk, we are going to use our hands. That would something that would also make us, that would, I mean, that would also be a hindrance for us to be listened by our viewers and our listeners. The second point would be fear of having all eyes on us. Wow, they are all looking to me. What am I going to do? I am just like this. They are all powerful and they are very influential people. They are all knowledgeable. They are all educated, and all eyes are looking to me. What am I going to do? You have to look at them through You have to look at them eye to eye. And whenever we speak in front of the public, or whenever we are speaking to a person, we have to look into his eyes. That would be a form of sincerity. That would also be a gesture uh, of genuine action, of your genuine or sincere purpose why you are talking to them. That is why whenever we talk, we have to look into the eyes of the one we are uh, speaking. That is why, even if this is a virtual um, class or virtual conference, I am looking into the camera so that those listeners, those viewers who are maybe in the different platforms right now, tuning in into this personal empowerment webinar, would have the idea, or would have the feeling of this speaker is sincere because he or she is looking into my eyes. The third reason why we are afraid of public speaking is that because we are having this fear of fooling ourselves. What am I doing this? I am preparing a lot of notes. I am preparing a lot of materials. I am reading a lot of researches to substantiate my talk. I am reading a lot of articles to help me out in doing this public speaking. What am I going? What am I doing? Am I fooling myself? If that would be your question, that would be an act of not believing in your craft. Maybe it would be also nice in a certain way that we are questioning ourselves, but not totally fooling or doubting into our capability or into our ability. We have to speak with confidence for the reasons that you prepared, for the reason that you have your plans and your purpose, the way you are doing such, why you are going to feel like you are becoming silly or you are fooling yourselves? Is there any one of us listening here who are telling to ourselves, can I do that? Can I talk to in front of a thousand of people? Can I even talk to um, an audience? What am I going to do? Those are questions, and a lot of questions. But still, you have to overcome your fear. And that would mean that if you are empowering yourself, that if you are overcoming your fear, you are being empowered. You are empowering yourself. Another reason why we are afraid of public speaking is the fear of question from the audience we cannot answer. It is also normal that there are a lot of audience from all walks of life who are having different thoughts regarding a specific point we are telling to them. And maybe we are all afraid of after our talk, we will be questioned. We will be um, you will be questioned with a lot of things, and the reason that we may look into what am I going to answer? How am I going to answer? What am I going to answer? That's all normal. But because you're the ones who prepared your talk, but because you're the ones who are in front of them, because you prepared for for this conference or for whatever speaking engagement we are going to have, we don't have to be afraid. We just have to understand their question and answer directly. No flowering words. We just have to answer specifically the question they would like us to give to them. As a teacher, because I am a teacher by profession, whenever my students ask me about a specific question, I am delighted because they are learning. They would like to be clarified on some points. It means to say they are listening to my talk, they are listening to my discussion. Therefore, whenever you talk and someone asks a follow up question after your talk, it means to say they listened. They would like to be clarified on some points. That is why they are giving their question. Moving forward, I hope you are still doing well. All right, this would be a very, very powerful question, my dear. What is your power? All right, what is your power? Now you try to reflect, you try to contemplate what really is my power. Am I good at in this craft? Am I good in speaking? Maybe your question, I am not. All speakers are bad speakers before, but because they continuously practice, they read and read and read, and they speak up their thoughts. They are becoming a powerful speaker. Now, for those who are listening to me and watching me in the different platforms available by IGP, would you try to question yourself? What is my power? What is your power? If your answer would be, I am good in sketching, so improve your craft. I am good in um, public speaking, or I am good in speaking, but not publicly. Maybe good in speaking in in just a few audiences, but you just have to hone and cultivate your skill. Why not challenge yourself? Why not um, overcoming all those fears? And we just have to go out of our shell. Now, the question would be, what is your power? If your power is for you to motivate other people, why not motivate them by public speaking. If your power is to, say, for example, in writing, why not improve your writing skill? So, whatever power whatever skill we have to make it as our power. We have to make it as our power to persuade, to motivate, to encourage, to educate, to inform other people. Proceeding now, there are many ways actually on how we are going to empower ourselves in public speaking. And one by one, I am going to tell you what are these ways on how we will be empowered as public speaker. First, are you ready? All right. Here we go. The first one is personally introduce yourself. Introducing ourselves to attendees before the presentation begins, doing so sets a positive tone, builds rapport, and begins to establish trust. That is why, during the first part of my presentation, as you can remember, I introduced myself. Though Nazreen Nisha from Bangladesh introduced me as the guest speaker for this international webinar. But whenever you talk to in front of the public, you have to introduce yourself. That is a form on how we are going to build a rapport to our audience. And it's also a way on how we are going to establish their enthusiasm, their positive tone, or the ambience, or maybe an environment. They would feel that, I would like to listen to her. I would like to listen to this speaker. So let us introduce ourselves. Okay, and there are a lot of ways on how we are going to introduce yourself. You would like maybe to introduce yourself, um, first by starting, of course, the favorite quotation that uh, that you would like to share to your audience. And with that, you are going to situate yourself into that particular quotation. And after that, you are going to introduce yourself formally to them. All right? Okay. Another tip. Second, ask your audience a question. Asking a question at the outset helps to immediately engage the audience and enhance the speaker's comfort level. So why not ask them, how are you? Um, Maybe you would like to also ask them, did you take your breakfast or your lunch? Or maybe, how are you doing? Or say, maybe you would like to ask a question, where are you from? Okay, something like building rapport to your audience, something like you would like to be familiarized, no, with them. And there are a lot of questions that we may ask to our audience. Say, for example, that would be at a conference wherein you are asked to to be there, no, for say, for example, you will give a keynote address. So why not begin with a question, particularly concentrating on the topic or the theme of that particular conference? Say, for example, the, the, the topic or the theme is about personal empowerment through public speaking. Why not ask them, are you empowered? Okay, and then they would think of, am I empowered? Okay, so there are a lot of ways on how we will be empowered as public speakers. And the second note is that for us to ask our audience, are you empowered? Okay, moving forward. Number three, never start with an apology. While it is polite to send the audience a signal that they should expect less and encourages them to limit their level of attention, Okay. Say for example, you were introduced by the host, and then you started with, I would like to apologize, my dear audience, for for coming late into this conference. Or maybe, I would like to apologize because I just prepared few of my presentations. Or I would like to apologize because I just prepared a little for this conference, and I hope you will bear with me as I talk. That should not be. You were there, or you are there, so you have to be prepared. Having an apology into the first part of your speaking engagement would would make your audience feel like, I will not listen to this speaker because she's apologizing already, even if she's not starting yet. It means to say she's not prepared for this event. Okay. Or maybe, I would like to apologize because I did not prepare really for this conference, because I was just asked a few minutes ago. The audience did not know the reason or the story behind why you are there in front of them, but you have to tell them your purpose why you are there. Okay, so it should not be that that situation should not happen to us. That I was just told by my manager that I will be speaking to you, and I am not that prepared. So I would like to be very sorry, and I would like to apologize as early as now for I'm not that prepared for this talk. That should not be. With your facial expression and with your body language, okay, you're telling to them your apology. That should not be, guys. Fourth, the fourth way is survey prospective attendees in advance. That will help us as a speaker. If we are going to have a survey, who will be my audience? Say, for example, you were invited in a conference or in a seminar, or in a webinar. Who will be the audience? Are they students? Are they professionals? In what particular organization they belong? What age level they are do they belong? Or maybe, in what generation do they belong? That matters. In this particular webinar that we are having right now, since this is open to Facebook, to YouTube, and anyone can access this particular webinar even after this live streaming, we have to be careful on how we are going to address our audience. All right, but it would be helpful, but it will be really very helpful for a speaker if we are going to know who really are our audience, or who will be our audiences. The responses allow the speaker to tailor the presentation by citing actual quotes, including relevant metrics, and focus on the interests of the attendees. So it means to say, if you prepare in advance your notes, if you prepare in advance your presentation, you also have to be prepared on who will be in front of you during your talk. If that will be if that will be students, what kind of student are they? What grade do they belong? Are they from lower grade, from middle, or from higher grade? Or if that would be a professional, what are their specific purpose, why they intend you to speak before them, so that whenever they ask question afterwards, you will also be reminded on how you are going to answer, on how you are also going to deliver your talk to them. That is why survey of prospective attendees in advance matters. Since this is um, an institution or an organization for global professionals in all walks of life, in whatever country we belong, with their thrust of feed your skills. You can we see the very importance of their mantra? Now, feed our skills, as IGP said, innovation, inspire, impact. That would also be the reason why we are here as a public speaker. And with that, okay, the point wherein you will be ridiculed, the point wherein you will lose your mind on whatever you would like to say will be lessened because you prepared in advance what you're going to talk, and you prepared in advance, you survey already who will be my attendees. Number 5, tell stories. I am a speaker who love to tell stories. Sharing stories that are authentic, relevant, and illustrative help to captivate listeners and often provides details to which they can relate. It also puts the speaker at ease. There are a lot of ways, just like what I've mentioned earlier, on how we are going to begin with a talk. But there are times when, especially if our listeners or our audience are children, they love stories. Also, there are people who are fond of listening stories, stories that they can relate, stories that would give them enlightenment, stories that would give them motivation, or stories that would inspire them. Say, for example, I believe there are a lot of people who are listening to me right now who also experience to be COVID positive, and I am also one of those. And I am very lucky that I am standing in front of you right now having my talk and uh, sharing in this powerful platform. The reason why we have to be empowered as public speakers. And in that particular journey that I had during the time that I was um, diagnosed having COVID, September 2021, that was really at trying times for my family, for my kids, for my husband. We have to isolate, and there are a lot of symptoms that I felt. And I would like to share with you that these are the moments where I also reflect on the reason why I am here. That was also the moment when I reflected and mentioned to myself I would be speaking in public to motivate, to encourage, and to inform other people. There are a lot of stories that we can tell, but those personal stories would make our audience feel like you are sincere with your purpose, that they would feel that you are there not only to win their hearts, but also for you to convey a message. Telling stories um, would also help us to reflect on ourselves, not only for the ones who are listening, but for you also as the speaker, because you are going to situate yourself into that specific situation or specific story or event that would help you to also see the reason why we are here. For the reason that we are still here, alive and kicking, thanks God, we are making our stories. And each day we are making our stories. I just remember the first part of the speech of my little kid who who also speak in front of the audience during their moving up ceremony. She mentioned, my little hands are meant to write. Today I am writing a milestone. And today I am I believe that we are all making a milestone, that we are all going to tell a story that we can share to other people that would also help them be motivated, that would also help them to be empowered. Maybe there are a lot of stories that are sad. There are also a lot of stories that are that would put us down. There are also stories that would help us to be encouraged, that would make us laugh. Why not put that not only into our hearts? Why not share that to other people? Why not tell that to our audience so that they will also be empowered and they will also learn from you? Sixth point, make eye contact. That's really very necessary. That whenever we talk in front of the public, we have to have our eye contact. All right. In this kind of webinar, we're in the upper part of our body, no, the upper part of our head. It was just seen, or it's just seen by our audience. We should not only look good, but what is important whenever we talk is that the words that came from our mouth should be audible, should be clear to our audience. And so also our eye contact to them, especially for the teachers who are out there listening to us, especially for all those who are hosting for a virtual conference just like this. Whenever you talk, we have to see to it that we are looking into our cameras and then we are telling to them directly from our eyes our purpose, our sincere purpose while we are there, because it is critical to engage individuals to whom you are speaking instead of staring at specific audience members, considering shifting your gaze as you speak while visually connecting with each individual as often as possible. Whenever we talk, especially in a face-to-face conference, that would be maybe a conference or a seminar, it should not only be looking into the CEO of the company, say for example, or the manager of the company. Because if there are 100 persons present in that hall, you have to look at them. That is why your body language, together with the movements of your head, together with the movements of your eyes, matter. Now, I just would like to add, whenever you speak, it should not only be that you, say for example, sitting. Whenever you also talk to other people, you may also stand. During this webinar, it would also be nice. Okay, if we are going to, there are a lot of speakers who talk during webinars while they are standing because they are feeling comfortable whenever they speak in front of their audience while they are standing. But if that would not be in your case, that it would be much comfortable for you to look into the eyes of your audience while seated, why not? All right. So there are a lot of tips on how we can still convey our message to our audience and empowering not only yourself as the speaker, but also those who are listening to you. You have to have your eye contact. All right. I hope you are getting across and I hope you are learning and trying to reflect on, oh, those are things and tips that I may do for me to be a good public speaker. All right. Now, moving into number seven. Da da da. Number seven, here we go. Focus on being confident, comfortable, and engaging. All right. Achieving those goals will yield a successful presentation. Just be confident, just be comfortable. Okay. And you have to let your audience be engaged. Say, for example, during our question and answer later in this presentation, we will be asked, okay, to have our questions. Or maybe if we are in a live audience, we may ask them to do a specific activity. That will be very nice if that would be so. I used to have also those. those activities in front of my public speaking engagements into different firms or organizations. And I love to walk and roam around the hall, and of course do my activities together with the set of participants. And delivering your talk, delivering your speech also matters. It should not only be the content that matters, but the delivery of your talk, of your message also matters. Even if you have a nice script, even if you prepared for your speech or for your talk, but if you did not but if you did not have this confidence and comfortability of mentioning whatever you would like to say and share to your audience, your preparation was useless. So you have to let them be engaged. And you also have to believe in whatever you are telling to them. The enthusiasm should be there. There has to be in your face. Now, the audience should see the enthusiasm from you, and that you are very much excited to tell them whatever they would like to hear from you. Okay? And so I hope you are learning from me. Now, number 8, use visual cues. Now, is it, maybe you would ask me, is it important that we are going to memorize our talk? That would help you, but that would not help you a lot. Why? Because there are times, because of our nervousness, we lost a word. We cannot remember specifically what phrase or sentences or message are we going to mention to them. But if we have these cues, simple notes that would help us remember the sequence and the entire talk that we are going to share to our audience, that would be much helpful for all of us. So why not use visual cues? Okay, so there are persons who used to talk using different cues. Say, for example, instead of memorizing everything, I would like to, this paragraph is about concern. This paragraph is about motivation. The third paragraph is about sincerity. The fifth paragraph is about my parting words. And that would help you to internalize and also deliver your speech or your talk more comfortably. All right? So let's have now the number 9. Number 9, build accountability into your presentation. You are the ones accountable for your presentation. It means to say, because you're the ones who prepared your presentation, you have to be mindful of everything that you're going to place into your presentation. Your delivery as well matters. You will deliver a better performance by asking a colleague to observe your effort and provide constructive feedback. Why not build accountability into your presentation? Say, for example, before letting others see your presentation, why not ask them, what are your comments? Do you have a comment regarding my presentation? And whenever we have our presentation, just like a PowerPoint presentation, we have to have lesser words. We may have visuals, we may have pictures, photos, or just a simple word that would help us to remember everything that we are going to say during our talk. Okay, so why not help them through our trusted friend? Why not ask them their comments? Can you assess my presentation? Can you assess my delivery? What can you say? What can you comment? So that would be a positive criticism for you. And we have to know that. We have to also be informed on how we are going to acknowledge their comments and their suggestions. All right. And number 10, fight the fear with preparation. Yes, we may feel that we are afraid, that we would like to say, uh, I am declining the invitation because I'm not yet prepared. I'm not yet for public speaking. I'm just for a classroom presentation, and I am just for a few audience presentation. You have to fight your fear, my dear audience. And fighting your fear would mean you prepare for your presentation. You're not there just to be boastful with your audience, just to make others be proud of you, or just for you to be proud of yourself. It should not be that. But you have to fight your fear with your preparation. Your preparation should be substantiated and supported by facts, by researches, okay, and advanced readings. Okay. All right. So there are a lot of tips. No, I've mentioned to you the 10 ways on how we will be empowered by public speaker. Let's just have um, a short recap on the different ways on how we will be empowered. Okay. So here we go again. Just for us to remember all those 10 ways. Which of these would suit you? Which of these ways would best help you as a public speaker? And that would also help you to be empowered as a speaker. Is it by introducing yourself? Or is it by asking questions to your audience? Or maybe uh, not asking an apology? Should not be not asking an apology. Okay? Or what about having a prospective survey first of your attendees? Is it helpful for you to tell stories? Why not? Or maybe having an eye contact with your audience or with the participants? That would help you also. Another is focus on being confident and being comfortable and engaging. Another one is having visual cues. Okay? And you have to also build your accountability into your presentation. And you have to fight your fear with your preparation. Okay, so I hope that all those 10 ways will help us to become empowered public speakers. Moving forward, I have here 3 P's in delivering our message. Okay, the first P, a parable. Especially if we are talking in front of religious people or with consecrated people, parable may help us. Say, for example, we would like to share about the parable of the sower on Matthew 13:3-8, uh, putting into context the parable of the sower into the situation of your audience. Are you that seed that was planted in a path soil or in a path with no soil? Or are you a seed that was planted in a soil full of thorns? Or maybe you will ask your audience, are you a seed that was planted in a rocky ground? Or maybe you are a seed that was planted in a good soil. With that question in mind and putting into those variables or context of that particular parable of the sower from Matthew 13:3-8, your audience will try to reflect and contemplate, am I seed planted in a good soil? Am I a seed that was planted in a rocky road? Am I growing as an individual? Am I helping others? Am I becoming a good example to other people? By mentioning a specific parable, we will be giving our audience the moral lesson, a strong desire for them to reflect and have their contemplation on the moral lesson or moral truth. So, why not use a specific parable? Another parable, say for example, we would like to use the parable of the talents from Matthew 25:14 to 30. What about this parable of the talents? The parable of the talents, it is about a master who was living in his house to travel, and before leaving he mentioned to his entrusted servants about their abilities, that the first one was given 5, the second one was given 2, and the third one was given only 1. But it doesn't matter how much you received. But what is important is how you are going to develop and how you are going to nurture that particular talent that you have. And it is also very timely into this um, public speaking theme by empowering ourselves. We are all given talents. I've mentioned earlier that there are some of us who are good into this craft, that you are good into this particular skill. So why not invest on those particular skill that God has given to us? Before I started this talk, I said through my prayer, Lord, open my lips and my mouth shall proclaim your praise. Parable gives us a specific moral lesson. And in delivering speeches, in delivering talk, or in speaking engagements, we may use parables. Parables that are dear to our hearts, parables that we are very much informed, the parables that we can situate, or maybe we can relate ourselves with, or we can relate the the audience experiences into that particular parable. So it doesn't matter if you were given 5 talents. It also doesn't matter if you were given 2 or if you were given 1. But what is important is that how you are going to cultivate, how you are going to hone that specific talent. Are you that servant who just dig and uh, buried your talent, that for that talent to be saved? Or maybe you just kept your talent with you. I am afraid of sharing that. I am afraid of investing this, so I'd rather keep this. Or are you the one who would like to invest on your talent? I would like this talent to be in multiple folds. And how you are going to do that? You have to know your power. You have to know your skill. You have to know your craft. And knowing should not be the end part, but you have to hone, cultivate, share that to other people. Okay? So, what about the second P? The second P is about point. There are a lot of speakers who used to mention points. Say, for example, in this particular story or in this particular conference, I would like to give 3 points. First, we have to believe in our skill. Second, we have to cultivate our talent. And number 3, we have to empower ourselves. So, giving points would help us to would help also our audience to remember everything that you're going through, everything that you're going to discuss. And if you are a teacher just like me, whenever you give talk or whenever you give discussions to your students, you may give that, giving specific points that they will remember. See, for example, this will be the first point, second, third, fourth, or fifth, and whatsoever, so on and so forth. Giving points or giving um, specific concepts that they will learn from your talk will help them be engaged and listen into your presentation or your discussion. May that be in a virtual conference just like this, or may that be in a face to face, or in a conference, or in a um, seminar. Okay, that would be also very helpful. So these are strategies that we may help as a speaker whenever we talk in front of the people. Um, During my broadcasting experience, I also share my insights and opinions regarding a specific parable, a specific gospel, or a specific points, or a specific idea, no, during my radio program. And I, together with my husband, who is the anchor of that particular radio program, used to give points whenever we have our delivery of our during our airing time, because in that 30-minute program that we have to let our listeners be able to grasp everything that we are sharing to them through points. Say, for example, we are going to summarize all of our sharings in just 3 points so that it will easily be remembered by the audience or by the listeners. Okay? Why not also use that if that would be also helpful for you? Okay? Next, number three is about practice. Sharing your insights, speaking in front of a public is not easy. You will, of course, experience a lot of embarrassments. See, for example, your mic you're holding is not in good condition, or the battery was gone, or maybe the internet connection was intermittent. Say, for example, if that would be in a virtual, and maybe you will experience loss of words on what you're going to order, but practice makes perfect. Why not in your room, practice on your own? Look in the mirror and speak up. How you speak, how you have your facial expression while you are talking, that also matters. So practice makes perfect. All right, so we really have to practice a lot. Does it mean that um if you are speaking a lot in public, you're already a master of that? No, it is not. You still need practice. Practice, practice, and practice. And you have to also include, and you also have to remember the kind of audience that you have. Maybe the strategy you used in this particular audience that you had, that you practice, will not be that good into this kind of audience. So you have to strategize, you have to practice. How am I going to lay down these points into my um, audience, into the participants who are very young? Okay, so you really have to practice. You really have to do your best on how you will be a master of your craft. All right. Now, let's also remember this. You don't speak because someone tells you to do so. You're not speaking only because others told you have to do that. Because you are my subordinate, so you have to follow me. You have to tell that. You have to mention this in your speech. You have to. But you have to speak because you also believe in what you are saying. You are speaking because you also would like to others believe on themselves. Another point, another reminder. You do it because you believe you can make a difference. All of us has our own purpose why we are here. Maybe some who are listening to me are mothers, fathers. Happy Father's Day, by the way. Maybe others are professionals, young professionals. Maybe others are students in all walks of life. But you are there to make a difference. And a lot of speakers have their own strategy on how they are going to convey, on how they are going to persuade their audience. But believing in yourself, believing in your own skill, and believing the reason why you are standing in front of them or why you are there in that virtual conference is that because you're there for a purpose, because you would like to make a difference to the lives of those who are listening in front of you. The third reminder, you do it because you want to be a voice for change. Wow, what a noble reason why we are talking in front of the audience. Because we would like to be a voice for change. In this very time when that we are experiencing a lot of adversities. Maybe there are issues about climate change, issues about global warming, issues about pandemic, this COVID-19, and there are a lot of issues. Okay, but we are there. We are here. You're a public speaker, or you are speaking in front of your class, you are speaking in front of your organization or your institution because you want to be a voice for change. If you're, say for example, if your subordinates, if the employees under you are misbehaving, they are not doing morally, and they are not following the norms, the standards, so why not speak to them and be a voice for change? Fourth reminder, that is the great power and responsibility we hold as a speaker. So we are here. It is not only for us to be boastful of our craft, of our skill, of our power, but we are there because we are also responsible for whatever words came out from our mouth. And that holds um, the big no responsibility, and that is a big responsibility for all of us who are speaking in front of the audience, because whatever we say, whatever we mentioned, whatever we said to them, that may build a community, that may build their their personhood, or otherwise they they may that may be as a reason why they will be hurt, that will be a reason why they are going to suffer from depression or anxiety, that would be a reason why they will be broken as a person. So whatever we mentioned, whatever we said in front of the ones listening to us matters, and that's really very important. Speakers can bring communities together and catalyze movements of change. So, we are here because we would like to build solidarity. We would like to build community. When we say community, when we say solidarity, it means to say there's the genuine desire of the community to be together. There's peace, there's love, there's sincerity. Uh, Whenever we speak of communion, we are there because we believe, even if we are diverse, we are believing in one point. So, is it possible for us to be united even if we are diverse, just like we are here in this virtual hall? We came from different races. Yes, because we believe that we will be empowered through public speaking. Okay? Now, looking and considering the three components of solidarity, I mentioned a while ago that we can build solidarity and community through public speaking. And there are three components that I would like to mention to my viewers and listeners in this specific international webinar. First, values. You need to be clear on what you stand for as a speaker. You need to be confident in what you believe, and you need to have the courage to say something that others might disagree with. There are persons we might hurt because of the fact that we are telling to them. But if that would lead them to be a morally upright individual, why not tell the truth? We are building values here. We are building the personhood of an individual. If you're telling to others is a lie, and other will grasp the negative point that you are telling to them, you're not a good speaker. So the reason why you are a public speaker is that because you want to convey facts and information that would also help them build their strong values as a person. Number two, themes. When you speak, there has to be a clear message that comes through again and again. Your audience should be super clear on what to speak about and what you are trying to accomplish when you speak. So it has to be clear. What is your purpose? What is your theme? Personal empowerment through public speaking. Am I being empowered as a person after after hearing this webinar? It's up to you on how you are going to um, receive, on how you are going to uh, develop and hone the skill that you have as an individual. So there has to be a theme, a very clear theme, a very clear purpose. Why the persons are gathered, why the persons are in communion, why the persons or community are becoming solid, are becoming um, friends, uh, whatever races they have. Third point, sound bites. All right. So, sound bites are phrases and ideas that stick into your audience minds. It allows them to make fast associations with your movement. You should be trying to create sound bites that stick in your audience minds. So, just like point that I've mentioned a while ago, sound bites are things that would help your audience to easily remember your talk or the reason or the purpose or the content of your talk. Soundbite, something like, ah, it's about empowerment, it's about personal development, it's about solidarity, or it's about public speaking, something like that, for them to easily remember what about the talk that you gave them, that you shared to them. Okay, so there are speech. Now we have to also filter. We have to also see what is behind our talk. What is behind our our oral communication. First thing that comes into our mind, use judgment. We have to also ask ourselves, do my words need filtering? Am I going to rephrase my sentence? Am I going to look for other term? Is my message um, clear for everyone, for them to understand? I might not be misunderstood. So you also have to judge your talk. Another, what is your intention? Am I saying this to hurt other person? If you're talking and if you're having your public speaking because you would like to hurt other people, you should not be a public speaker. Okay. Another one, choice. Is this something that I need to say? Do I need to say this? Even if you are already informed of the consequences of whatever you are going to mention, am I still going to say that? So you have to judge. Now, compassion. Can I understand how other person feels? Considering the different religions, considering the different races that are gathered in this virtual platform, am I having compassion with regard to our differences? Am I not hurting the feelings of others? Okay, so that would be one of the questions we may ask as a public speaker. Another one, empathy. Can I see the other person's point of view? Can I see the reason why they are feeling that? Can I see or can I feel their own experiences? Or am I just saying this because I am not in their shoes? I am not in their situation. So you have to know that. That is why I mentioned earlier that you have to have a pre survey of your audience so that during your talk, you will filter all the words that you are going to say. You would also, we would like to also ask ourselves, did I listen properly? Will this embarrass the person? Or are my words respectful? There are some actuations that are not acceptable by other races. So we have also to be very, very particular on that. We have to be very particular on that. And this would be the last that I would like to share with you from Ralph Waldo Emerson. All the great speakers were bad speakers at first. We should not be afraid of speaking. We should not be afraid of oral communication. But we have to know our purpose and we have to practice. We will be empowered if you believe in your craft. We will all be empowered if you are going to develop your skill. As a public speaker, we have our responsibilities. And there are a lot of strategies available. There are a lot of ways that we can do as a speaker. But above all, we should know our purpose. Good afternoon once again to each and everyone. I am so glad to be your speaker in this international webinar sponsored by Institute of Global Professionals. Good afternoon to each and everyone. I am Dr. Mercy Ramos Villanueva from the Philippines.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your excellent presentation with our participants. And we will come back with you after our quiz competition in our Q&A session. So please, ma'am, till then, stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, my dear lovely participants, get ready for our next session, that is quiz competition. And please don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our comment box. So, get ready for the next session. Hello everyone, welcome in our quiz competition session. So right now we have 21 participants who have already joined in this quiz session. So you can find the joining link in our comment box, or you can directly go to www.slido.com, and today's quiz code is IGP. So use your full name before joining in quiz session because it will print directly in the certificates, quiz winner certificates. Right now we have 35 participants and we are waiting for more participants. And today top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. And please note that there's no relation between the quiz competition certificates and the international webinar certificate. So you have to wait and you have to stay with us till the end to see the international webinar code. So we will share in our certification process. And now we have 45 participants. Thank you all for joining. And we will start it within a few minutes. We have Sir Joseph and Blesser right now. Then we have Ma'am Cristina Vidal Rosario. We have Ma'am Kiefer Rivera. We have Ma'am Hazel Singalivo, Ma'am Garima Sharma, Ma'am Gemma Benelada, Sir Maylin Bigayas, Ma'am Gloria, Ma'am Rosie Teosors, Sir Napoleon Bitter Salino, Sir Ricky R. Kalima, Ma'am Upama Vashist, Sir Alex Javier Alvarez, Sir Alan H. Brutus, Ma'am Emily, and so many participants. Already have 49 participants, 50 participants. So we will start it in a minute. Get ready, everyone. So let's start countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start it. Okay, the first question. Using public speaking to achieve your goals is what type of empowerment? Personal or social? You have only 6 seconds left. Okay. The correct answer is personal, and 62% of our participants got the correct answer. Let's see our leaderboard. In this round, first round, we have Ma'am Rosity Source placed first position in our leaderboard, following Ma'am Charlene Kalohamaguchi, following Ma'am Leah Fakunla. Then we have Ma'am Jigme Dorhi, and finally Ma'am Sonam Yangchen. Okay, so congratulations to our winners to answer correctly. Moving to next question, question number 2. When your textbook describes public speaking as a form of empowerment, it means that public speaking is a way to manipulate people or a way to make a difference in something we care about. Let's see the correct answer. So the correct answer is option number 2, that is a way to make a difference in something we care about. And 96% majority of the participants get the correct answer. In this round, we have Sir Ashok Kumar Adhikari placed first position, following Ma'am Sonam Yangshan, following Ma'am Charlene Kalahamaguchi. We have Ma'am Gemma Benalada and Sir Ricky R. Kalima. So moving to next question, question number 3. So, what are the two main advantages to public speaking? Empowerment and employment, or independence and ingratiation? Okay. All right, the time is up. Let's see the right answer. Okay, here it is. Empowerment and employment. That is first option, and 91% of our participants answer correctly. We have Ma'am Sonam Youngchan plus first position in this round. Okay, so let's see the next question, which is not a difference between conversation and public speaking. Public speaking involves a reciprocated exchange of thoughts, or public speaking is more rehearsed and throughout. Okay, thought out. Let's see the correct answer. So the right answer is option number 1. That is, public speaking involves and reciprocate exchange of thoughts. Okay, and 55% of our participants chose the right answer. Again, we have Ma'am Shonam Youngchen placed first position in this round, following Ma'am Charlene Kalohamaguchi, following Sariki R. Kalima, then we have Ma'am Leah Fakunla, and finally Ma'am Evelyn Perry. So moving to next question, question number 5. Empowerment is helping clients to gain power over their lives or providing care for health needs. You have to choose one answer. Correct answer is option number 1, that is helping clients to gain power over their lives, and 96% of our participants answer correctly. We have Ma'am Charlene Kalohamaguchi placed first position in this round. So congratulations to answer correctly. Moving to next question, question number 6. What are Cicero's 3 purposes or goals for public speaking? To teach, to delight, and to move, or to inform, to please, and to persuade? Let's see the right answer. So the correct answer is option number 1, that is to teach, to delight, and to move. And only 41% of our participants answer correctly. We have Ma'am Shonam Youngchen placed first position in this round, following Sir Maylin Bigayas, following Ma'am Bia Marie P. Paso, following Ma'am Rosity Source, and Ma'am Jacqueline Bessa. So let's see the next question. Many skills used in public speaking are the same as those used in everyday convo, including telling a story for maximum impact or not tailoring your message to your audience. The correct answer is option number 1, telling a story for maximum impact, and 91% of our participants chose it. Position in this round, following Maylin. Okay, now we have Sir Maylin Bigayas placed first position in this round. Okay, so following Ma'am Sona Miangshan, following Ma'am Bia Mary Bipaso, then we have Ma'am Rosie Source, and finally Ma'am Jacqueline Basso. So congratulations to all the winners. Moving to next question, question number 8. Most important public relations tools. Tool. Practice newsletter or telephone. Public relations tool. The right answer is option number 2, that is telephone. Okay. And 43% of our participants chose it. In this round, we have Mamrosity Source place first position, following Sir Malin B. Gaius. Then we have Ma'am Shonam Yangchen. Then we have Sir Ricky R. Kolima and Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario. So moving to next question, question number 9. Audience centeredness means that public speakers should keep the audience foremost in mind throughout the speech making process, avoid choosing topics that are controversial. Let's see the right answer. So the right answer is option number 1. Keep the audience foremost in mind throughout the speech making process, and 91% of our participants chose it. Let's see our leaderboard. Okay, we have Ma'am Rosette Source placed first position in this round. So let's see the last question, question number 10. So are you ready, everyone? Let's see. Every message has two parts, speaking and listening. So is it true or false? So the right answer is false. And only 2% of our participants chose it. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Let's see our leaderboard and our winner's name. Okay, we have Ma'am Rosie to your source place first position. Okay, congratulations, Ma'am Rosie to your source. Then we have Sir Melin Bigayas placed second position. We have Ma'am Shonam Yangchen placed third. Sir Ricky R. Kalima placed fourth. Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario placed fifth. And let's see the next name. We have Ma'am Evelyn P. Perry placed sixth. Ma'am Bia Mary B. Paso placed seventh. Sir Jogger Baldesco Toso placed eighth. Ma'am Eugene Dorhe placed 9, and finally, Sir Alex Xavier Alvarez placed 10. So congratulations to our top 10 winners. Give a virtual clap for our winners, everyone. Okay. So dear participants, dear winners, you'll get your certificates from our Facebook official page after the program. So get ready for our next session, that is QA, and get ready with your question to ask our honorable speaker. And don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friend in our comment box. So after this short video, we will come back with our honorable speaker. Once again, welcome, ma'am, to our Q&A session.
Yes, thank you very much. Congratulations to all the winners.
So, dear knowledge seeker, please write down your question in our comment box. Okay, we have our first question. The question is from Ma'am Evelyn Pivaperi. Good afternoon, ma'am. What are the best and most challenging parts of public speaking? Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Evelyn, for that question. The best and most challenging parts of public speaking. So you're asking of two particular notes. The best experience, or maybe the best of about public speaking, is the ability that, or the chance for you to be able to share your expertise, your knowledge in front of the audience. That will be the best part of that. And of course, hearing from them positive feedbacks after your sharing, that would be a fulfilling part as a public speaker. The most challenging one is that, um, when you are um, feeling like your will is there, but your physical aspect is the ones at stake. Say, for example, you are not feeling well, but you have an engagement, a speaking engagement that you have to attend to, and you cannot deny because it was already being scheduled. So that would be the most challenging one, on how you are going to still impart and have that enthusiasm on delivering your speech or your talk in front of the many people, considering your physical um, challenge that you are experiencing at that very moment. But above all, your audience should not feel that you are weak. Your audience should not feel that you are um, say, for example, that you are not that prepared because you are not feeling that good. But in fact, just like what we mentioned a while ago, we should not apologize. The reason why you are there in front of them is that you can do it. It is good for them to receive whatever they expect from you. Nevertheless, if you cannot make it, you have to turn down the invitation rather than your speaking engagement to be at stake. Thank you, Ma'am Evelyn. I hope I was
Thank you
able
so
to
much,
answer your
ma'am.
question.
Okay. The okay. Next question is from Muhammad Israr. Why most individual face hesitation and doesn't remains confident in front of public?
Why most individual face hesitation and doesn't remains confident in front of the public? There are a lot of situations underlying that. Maybe because they have their prior experience why they wasn't able to face the audience. Say, for example, they were bullied, they were reprimanded to talk, or just tell them to be quiet. That is why, for mothers and for teachers and for those who are um, uh, caring for the young ones, they have to be very careful on whenever they words they are going to utter. See, for example, you are a mother or you're a teacher or you're the boss, and you're not going to, and you're telling to your subordinates or to your child, don't talk, don't speak, I'll be the one to only talk. So if that would be the idea that your child or your subordinates or your employees will have in their mind from that very moment until the succeeding days, they will be hesitated to share and to talk. That is why their confidence will also be affected. But there are also instances wherein, even if a child or a person was being ridiculed, was being reprimanded to talk, that served for them as a motivation, uh, for them to share their insights, for them to speak no, publicly, not only in few people, but for others to also have their engagements in a big number of audience. I just would like to share with you, Ma'am Izar, or Sir Muhammad, regarding my personal story. I was in grade 10 during that time, wherein I wasn't able to give my answer to my teacher, and I heard a very shaming reaction coming from them. It was very shaming on my part, and even if I wasn't able to give my very best on that particular moment, I mentioned to myself that will serve as an encouraging moment, an experience for me to share and speak up and to learn and to build my skill. And that's the reason why I am speaking in front of the many people right now in this virtual conference. Thank you, Sir Muhammad.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for coming in IGP's platform and sharing your knowledge with our participants. Really, it was such an excellent presentation. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much to all those who participated in the live quiz and those who listened and attended in this virtual international seminar. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Institute of Global Professionals.
Thank you once again. Thank you, ma'am. So, dear participants, I'm sharing with you our today's program certification process. You can see the program name, that is Personal Empowerment Through Public Speaking, and the code is IGP1621. Let me tell you once again, the code is IGP1621, and without code no one is eligible for certificates, and with code you can claim your certificates anytime. And you can also visit our website. Our website address is www.eduigp.com. So please collect your certificates and don't forget to share with and share your happiness and celebrate with IGP. So once again, thanks to all of you for your participations and your active uh, cooperation. My dear real knowledge seeker, I'm inviting all of you to our next webinar. It is an I think it will be a next webinar will be a great live session. So don't miss it. Invite your friends to learn with IGP. So once again, I'm thanking to all of our CSR team and our participants again. And also I'm thanks to our speaker for his excellent presentation sharing with us. So dear participants, stay safe, stay healthy wherever you are. I'm Nasreen from Bangladesh signing off right now. Have a great day to all of you. Thank you.